Hey guys, I wanted to record a quick video talking about my favorites from the month of June. Even though it's partway through July already, I thought I would record a quick video talking about some of my favorite products and food items because I feel like I found a lot of really good things in the past few months, and I thought that this would be a lot easier to follow along with than a super long and drawn out blog post. So I have quite a few things, so I'm just going to jump right in. Okay, I'm going to start off with houseware items and like kitchen things. So the first thing that I have here, my mom actually picked up for me. It is a plastic OXO egg carton. You can see on the inside it's like silicone so that your eggs don't move or anything like that. I really like this because I buy my eggs buy the flat, so 2.5 dozen at Costco because it's really affordable to purchase them that way. But then you end up with an entire shelf in your refrigerator taken up by nothing but whole eggs, and that's a bit of a pain in the butt if you're trying to do anything else. So she found these. I hunted like high and low for the old school cheapy plastic ones that you used to be able to get at like the dollar store and things like that, and just could not find them anywhere. So I was really happy when she found these. I don't think that they're that cheap. If I can find them online, I will link them, but they are an OXO product, so I suspect that they come at a bit of a premium, but when you consider that they're washable and I found them to be super durable, I think it's definitely worth the money. My next item, I forgot over there. I'll be right back. Okay, my next item is something that actually was not in use at my parents' house. They used to have a holiday camper trailer and they no longer do, and this was something that came from their camper. And it is a French press coffee maker. For those that aren't familiar, basically what happens is you deposit 1 tablespoon of coarse ground coffee grounds into the jug area here for every cup of coffee that you want to make. Then you fill it up with the appropriate amount of boiling water, and then you put the stopper on, and I steep for 7 minutes. I just found that online. I don't know if that's based in any kind of like science or anything like that, but 7 minutes I steep it, then you push down the plunger, and if yours is like mine, it has like a little metal stopper here, and that's to keep the steam in so that it stays hot while it's steeping. You just turn the stopper and you pour your coffee up. And this is how I make my coffee every morning. I love that I can make exactly how much I want. There's no waste, and I use very little coffee grounds, so this is really worth it in my opinion. And all you have to do is just hand wash it at the end of the night and it's ready to go for the next morning. So the next item is actually a food item that I found in the store at Superstore, and it is the Cattle Boys Smoky Southwest Seasoning and Rub, and it looks like this. I wish it wasn't backwards for you guys. But this is a really cool spice that I actually use in a lot of my meats and to flavor vegetables if I'm making like a corn and tomato salsa, or I don't know if it's really a salsa. It's kind of like a salad that I like to make with avocado and serve next to chicken. I put a little bit of this in the dressing and it's really good. If you smell it, you can tell that it has like chili powder, paprika. It smells like seasoning salt. This is probably that. And you can see crushed chili peppers in there and things like that. And it's just a Southwest spice. I put it in with my ground chicken when I want to make taco meat or anything like that. I don't pay for the like packets of seasoning because I find them to be quite expensive. So I just make up my own spice blend, and I usually toss a little bit of this in. It was pretty affordable for a large container, but you'll want to keep in mind that 2 grams of this, so not very much, is 5% of your daily allotment of sodium. So there is a lot of sodium in this. I would use this as an add-on, not as your main flavoring, just because there is so much sodium in it, but it's still really good, and used in moderation, it's totally fine. Okay, next I think I'll talk about a few clothing items that I've been really loving. They're hanging right next to me. These are all items that are either affordable or can be used really in a lot of versatile ways. So I'm going to start off with a dress that is from Le Chateau. I actually purchased this back in November to take with me on a work trip. but I have found it to be really awesome ever since, so I thought it was worth mentioning. Okay, so you can see it's just a straight black dress. It is made out of like a soft, stretchy material, but it is fully lined the whole way down. And you can see here on the straps that it has these clips, so you can, if you're wearing an undergarment with straps, you can just clip it in and snap it there, and you're never gonna have any like visible undergarments or anything like that. And what I love about this dress is that you can put it on with a killer pair of heels and wear it out for a fancier dinner or out with girlfriends. I did that a couple weekends ago. Or you can wear it with a really nice suit jacket to work, and it's versatile both ways. So that's what I really liked about this. Sorry, I'm gonna roll closer. That's what I really liked about this. It was just really versatile, and it was an affordable price for how much I've been able to wear it. I did get it at Le Chateau, and I love that it was made in Canada. A lot of their stuff is, you can see right on the tag if it was one of the items made in Canada. And I like to support businesses that operate and manufacture in Canada because it is so cheap to make garments in other countries that don't have the same standards as we do. So when I have a chance to buy something that has been made in Canada, I really will, I'll choose Canada every time. If there are two similar products and one of them's made in Canada, I will go for the one made in Canada. So again, this is just a plain black body hugging dress from Le Chateau. If it's still for sale or something similar is for sale, I will link it down below as well so that you can see sort of the price and the quality of the garment if you'd like to see it. These next two items are something that I found at Joe Fresh. So this shirt here I got at Joe Fresh. You can see it's a double layer like flutter top, and it is white. This is no longer available, and neither is the other shirt that I'm going to show you, but I just wanted to show them as examples of what you can find if you look around at places like Superstore. This is a really nice shirt. You can wear it with shorts, you can wear it to work with a nice skirt or a pair of pants, and I just really liked its flowing style. Sorry, it's super wrinkly. Probably both of these are because I just washed them, but I really loved this. It's just easy to put on and great for summer. And then this next item is a shirt that I actually bought in two colors. This is the periwinkle blue version of it, but it's just a nice full wrap top from Joe Fresh again. And I loved that it did come in multiple colors and that you could layer a camisole underneath it and wear it to work. A lot of what I buy, I like to make sure that I can wear it work and personal, just because then it's better bang for your buck. This, I believe, was $30. My other shirt was $23. So I got 3 shirts for $90, which was just ridiculous. But these are great, and if there's anything similar online on the Joe Fresh website, I will link it for you so that you can check it out. But otherwise, it's definitely worth, when you're doing your Sunday shop or whenever you like to shop, to go walk through the Joe Fresh area, because I found a lot of really good things in there at really affordable prices. Okay, the next item that I wanted to talk about were if you like beauty or cosmetic items. The first one is actually like a dermatologist grade cream, and it is made by the makers of Cetaphil. It's called CeraVe, and you can get this in like a tube rather than the pot if you don't like potted moisturizers, but it just looks like this. And basically why I've been using this is because I went to a dermatologist this past winter and I was really struggling with painful eczema. So they put me on a steroid cream, but the girl there also told me about this. She had moved here from the continental US and found Alberta really dry, which is quite dry here. And she was suffering with a similar complaint, and this is what fixed it for her. So she recommended it to me as well, and it's been doing really great things for my skin. I no longer have eczema flare-ups, and I'm not using the steroid cream, so I'm really happy that she told me about this, because it's definitely probably better for me than using steroid cream on my skin continually, which can also make you photosensitive, which in the summer is quite hard to avoid accidentally getting sun. So I'm really happy that she told me about this. It's great. This pot is about $30, which is a bit pricey for just, you know, an unscented plain moisturizer, but it's definitely worth it. And if you have sensitive skin, I'd recommend it as well. It's not just for people with eczema or anything like that. The next thing I wanted to talk about is this Bioderma Sensibio H2O Makeup Removing Micellar Solution for sensitive skin. There is a version of this in the blue cap, which I have not tried. I've only tried this kind, and I've had this for a few months, and you can see I've only used that much, and I use it to take off my makeup probably 5 out of 7 days. I have used the Garnier cleansing oil in the past, and I really love it. The only thing that I find frustrating about it is something about the packaging, I think. Gets oil everywhere, so all over my counters and everything like that. And it's not that big of a deal. It's just like my bathroom. But when I found this and it stripped off my makeup the same way, I was really, really excited. But that being said, if my skin is feeling really dry, I will still use the Garnier cleansing oil just because it's a little bit less. Like, this isn't harsh at all, don't get me wrong, but the cleansing oil sort of adds a little extra to your skin too. So if I'm feeling really dry, I'll still use that. But this is a great everyday option, especially if you just kind of want to strip off your makeup after work because it's hot out or you've been sweating or anything like that. Yeah, this is really great. It strips off your makeup, no problem. Like, I wear the Stylist Day All Day liquid liner a lot, and this takes it off, no problem. So I really, really love this. And what I want to talk about is a more expensive foundation, but I do really love it. This is my second time buying this. I totally killed the first bottle that I had. And honestly, this is a foundation that I used when I was serving patio in 30-degree weather, and you would have to take a fire hose to me to take this, to take this stupid, The next thing I wanted to talk about is a more expensive foundation, but I feel like it's really worth the added cost because I used to wear this foundation when I was serving on patios, and it would be 30 degrees, you would be sweating like crazy and busting your butt, and you would have to take a fire hose to me to take this off. So I really feel like it's worth the money, and I don't use it every day, but if I'm going to be going somewhere after work or I know that it's going to be really hot or humid, I throw this on and it stays on my skin. No problem. This is my second bottle of the Smashbox Studio Skin 15-Hour Wear Hydrating Foundation. That's a long name, but I love it. I wear the shade 1.1, so you can see there, that's what I wear. I'm really fair. I think this is the fairest shade that you can get. It has no SPF, so if you're going and doing something like a wedding or something like that, it will not give you flashback like an SPF version will. I think the Smashbox Halo foundation is SPF because my sister uses it, and I think that's why. But this has no flashback because it has no SPF in it, which is really nice if you're going to have pictures taken. But just keep that in mind. If you're going to be outside, there is no added SPF to this. And it comes with a nice little pump. Mine's dirty right now, of course, looking janky. But it comes with a nice little pump like this so that it's easy to just put some on the back of your hand and put it on your face. I like to apply this with a beauty sponge. I used to use the Beauty Blender, but it's really expensive, so I switched to the Real Techniques sponge, and I really like that as well. Next is an affordable foundation, and it's actually the one that I'm wearing right now. So you can see this is the foundation that I'm wearing right now, and I've been wearing it since 5:30 this morning probably, and it is about 4:30, so it's been 11 hours, and you can see it hasn't like separated on my skin at all. I haven't done any touch-ups. I just put this foundation on with a wet Real Techniques sponge and set it, and good to go. Like, I'm a little shiny in some areas, but I kind of like that because I'm dry. But it is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Cushion, and in this one I wear the shade W2. And to be honest, I think this shade will only work for me in the summertime. I think in the winter it's going to be a little too dark for me, but it's the lightest that I could find. I probably would have bought a lighter one and just bronzed my skin if I had seen one available, but this is the lightest one that I could find. So L'Oreal, not that you're listening, but please make this in a lighter shade so that I don't look like a crazy person this winter trying to lighten it up. But what I really love about this, I'll open it up and show you. It's just a cushion like that. And basically I just dip my sponge in, put it all over my face, and it is the easiest stuff to blend out. It is super forgiving, and it covers, I would say, like medium to buildable coverage, but I really just love the finish that it has. It never makes me look dry or patchy, which is a problem that I have quite often with drugstore foundations. They either have no coverage whatsoever, or they make me look so like dried and flaky, and like flakes in places I didn't even know that I was dry. So I really love this. It's affordable. It's a drugstore option. So between these two, I love them both, but in terms of like affordability, this one's way better, and obviously it's lasted for 11 hours, so I can't complain too much about it, but this one, fire hose. Last item is something that I got for Christmas a few years ago. Not even a few years ago. This past Christmas. I got this from my mom, and it is the MAC Cream Sheen Lipstick in Cream Cup. And I'm pretty sure this is a pretty common lipstick for people to love, but it's like a super light pink. And what I like about this is that it's like the perfect color to wear to work, and that's a little swatch of it. It's like a true blue-based pink, I would say, and what I like is because it's the Cream Sheen formula, it goes on really nicely and wears really nicely, but doesn't dry out your lips or make them feel or look flaky in the process, because it does last quite a bit of time, but it doesn't make you look rough when it starts wearing off. So I really appreciate that about the formulation on this. It is more of like a primo lipstick, but it's not like a Marc Jacobs lipstick where you pretty much have to sell your car to pay for it. So I really like that. And the last item that I have is a book, so I'm gonna go grab it. Okay, the last thing that I wanted to talk about is actually a book, and it's by a girl that I believe is Canadian but now living down in New York, and it's called Good and Cheap, Eat Well on $4 a Day, and it's by Leanne Brown. And one of the things that I really love about this book is that it says right on the front, "You buy, we give." So for every copy of this book that's purchased, a copy is given to someone who is in an economically disadvantaged situation that might need to learn the things that are in this book. So I really love that. And it also was the winner of an IACP Cookbook Award, which I don't even know what that means, but it's an award-winning book, guys. So I ordered this shortly before I got this house. When things went down the way that they did for me and it became clear that I was in this house purchase on my own, I started looking at ways I could control my budget and control my spending patterns. You know, and my mom was really instrumental in, you know, talking the options through with me. And one of the areas that I identified was my food bill. You know, it's really easy to just buy whatever you want, but your food bill can really get up there if you're operating in that way. And I ordered this book because I really loved that it's sort of designed around eating on a food stamp budget, for having a lack of a better way to put it. And actually right on the back it says, "A beautiful book full of recipes that fit a food stamp budget." What I like about this book is not only is it a lot of super cool recipes, it's also techniques and tricks. So they're going to show you how to roast a chicken, and they're also going to give you the tip to save your carcass to make your chicken stock so that you can make soup next week. You know, all of those kinds of things are in this book. And so there's tons of recipes, like I said, but there's also things like tips for eating and shopping well. So things like where you should shop in the grocery store, what's going to be most expensive, and things like that. But there's also, I'm trying to find it right now, supermarket strategies, groceries you won't regret buying, and how to use your leftovers. So like sample ideas for what to do with your leftovers, what to do if you have, you know, just a tiny bit of chicken or just a tiny bit of beef. And then also a seasonal chart, which is not designed for everywhere, obviously, but it gives you a bit of an idea what could be in the superstore that's less expensive. I have a whole post coming up about what is in season right now, but if you get Leanne Brown's book, then you'll have a chart like this and you'll be able to sort of work off of that as well. So again, this book is called Good and Cheap, Eat Well on $4 a Day, and I love it. I love the recipes. There's things like how to make your own pierogies, chili, chorizo, and white bean ragu, and things like that. And seriously, eating on $4 a day, like I aim to eat for less than $4 a day, but you can eat really well for really affordably, and I think that it's something that's important for every person to have the skill of knowing how to cook, because $4 a day is cheaper than the McDonald's dollar a day menu for an average adult, you know, really. And I think that it's important to have these skills. So if you need some strategies or some ideas of how to cook inexpensively, because a lot of what's out there is super expensive, I recommend this book. So again, Good and Cheap by Leanne Brown. So that is it for my favorites from the month of June. I hope that this video is well received. I hope that you like it a little bit more than maybe just a list of things that I liked in the month of June, but just in case, I'm still gonna put the list down below. So if you have anything that you want to look up or you want to click through to, just look at the post and it'll be there. I'm gonna itemize it by section so that you can find it really easily. I hope that you have a great day and an even better July, and I'll talk to you soon. Video over, here up. Why is this so hard? This is hard. God, I'm just talking to myself. Okay. Like I am right now, it's really hot up here, but yeah, of course it's hot. I have the window closed because I don't want the neighbors to hear me talking to myself. But that's another story. But so yeah, and how-tos like how to roast your own chicken so that you can keep the carpet. So you can keep the carpet.